Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time of 2024, that's right, Record Roulette is back, folks. If you're new to this is a series of videos. I think I started it in 2023. I don't think I did any further back than that. I don't remember, but it is a series of videos where I utilize the random item feature in Discogs, where I have my entire vinyl collection entered in, which is almost 2,000 pieces. We're getting close. And I hit random item, whatever it pulls up, I grab out of my collection and I talk about it for a few minutes, and we all have a grand old time. But before I do that, I would like to ask all of you to do something for me. A couple weeks back, I launched my own website, which is oldheadnetwork.com. And really, it was just so I could have kind of a hub to send everybody to for anything going on in the world of Old Head. And since I know there are a lot of people out there that don't follow the socials or keep up with the socials, there's a portion, if you go to the homepage of oldheadnetwork.com and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see that you can sign up for the shit list. And that's where I will be sending all the important updates in the world of Old Head to your email inbox. You don't have to do anything except for open an email and read it and decide if you care or not. Now, while you will get updates about videos and whatnot, the main reason for this is to make sure that everybody knows whenever I'm doing the Old Head radio show over on Old Head Radio. You can see links and all that shit, and you can even listen to Old Head Radio on the website. You don't have to go anywhere else. And right now I'm having an absolute blast having my own radio station because it's 24/7 of hand-picked songs from me. So I actually get to play a lot of the music that I talk about and I have talked about for 5 years now. So please head over to oldheadnetwork.com, sign up, look around, see what you think. But right now it's time to get down to business. As usual, I'm recording the screen of my laptop as this is happening so you can see the random iteming happening right when it happens. Everybody ready? All right, let's do it. Random item. Songs for the Apocalypse, Jason Bieler and the Baron von Bielski Orchestra. This is the first album that Jason Bieler would do under the Baron von Bielski moniker. For those of you who don't know, Jason Bieler was in a band called Saigon Kick in the 90s, and I guess that's pretty much when they primarily existed. But he was the main songwriter, and he was like one of two vocalists on the first two albums, but then he became the main vocalist. Super talented dude. If you look around on my channel, I got to interview him with Eddie Sparks on Cranked and Ranked, and I've talked all about it. His second album ended up being one of my favorite albums of last year, and this one is from 2021, and it is equally. It's really hard to choose a favorite between these two albums because they're both just an absolute blast. This being the first one, but it really was like Jason Bieler getting a chance to write and record his own stuff, but also getting to collaborate with whatever musicians he was able to, and they're just all part of the project. I mean, if I just look through here, there's all these names that I recognize that play on random songs. Todd LaTorre, Dave Ellefson, Devin Townsend, Ricky Sanders, Bumblefoot, Jeff Scott Soto, and a good number of people that I don't know who they are, but probably should. Let's look. You know, it's a gatefold. It's a very nice, very nicely done affair here. This is just a black vinyl version of this, unfortunately, but you know, still looks very nice. Split onto 2 discs. And the great thing about everything that Jason Bieler does is that you never know where he's going to go with a particular song. His songwriting is amazing musician, and it's just everything he does is just always so well done and so enjoyable. And this is where the whole Baron von Bielski thing starts. I highly recommend this album and the one that comes after it, which is called Postcards from the Asylum. And yeah, great shit. Jason Bieler and the Baron von Bielski Orchestra. All right, a pretty damn good start if you ask me, but let's see where it goes from here. All right, here we go. Random item. Well, I guess it's deciding it wants to be a little more current on this episode. Zentrix 7 Words, their most recent album from 2022, was one of my favorite albums of 2022. And it's the second one that has the new vocalist guitarist Jay Walsh. fucking killer album. It's another great example of an older thrash band still fucking nailing it. If you don't know, Zentrix are a thrash metal band from the UK, started in the late 80s, and this is, obviously they're still doing albums now, and they had kind of a period where they didn't do very much, but now they're back, and they're really fucking back with this album. Here's the insert. It's like a nice thick cardboard insert that's got all the lyrics and the artwork and a nice little green there. And look, there is the dudes right there. I don't even think I remember what color this vinyl is. Oh, it's a very nice green, if you ask me. I don't know what that says about my brain, but I usually pick, if there's multiple colors, I usually try to pick the one that's either the most unique or the one that kind of goes with the album art. Does anybody else do that? And there's a back cover photo of the dudes there. But yeah, fucking great modern thrash album that still sounds classic and modern at the same time. These dudes are still fucking nailing it. Zentrix. All right, so we've been pretty current so far. There's a whole lot of shit in my collection that is not current, so it could go anywhere at this point. All right, don't let us down, Discogs. Here we go. Random item. All right, moving a little bit further back to 2013 for the second EP from the band Horrors. This is Clean. This is a 2019 repressing of this. And it's one of the best examples of why to ship records outside of the packaging. You can see that there. And this corner is all fucked as well. A lot of times, though, I think the problem is that this shit is made of a material that breaks apart too easily. But I know shit's expensive these days, and it's whatever. I'm just happy to have this shit on vinyl. And it's a very cool looking vinyl as well. Will you look at that? Some purple and black and clear. Looks beautiful. One of my earliest bands you should know videos was on Horrors. Back when I was kind of just covering any band that I thought needed some more exposure. Now I'm doing short-lived bands from back in the day, kind of sharpening the focus of that series. But Horrors, great fucking band. They have another album coming out, I think, and did it just come out? I think it did just come out, but I haven't gotten my vinyl yet, and that's always the first way I listen to an album most of the time, is I want to put that fucking needle down and I want to hear that shit all the way through for the first time. But, you know, it's out for streaming. I'm not against streaming, but in any stretch of the imagination. I just have my own traditions, if you will. But anyway, Clean by Horrors, great EP. Yeah. All right, maybe we'll make it out of this millennium with this next one. I don't know. Discogs is feeling very current today. Let's see if anything changes here. Let me get a little massage right there. How you feeling, random item? How you feeling? Let's do this. Ready? Random item. All right, moving back into the 90s, 1996, the year I graduated high school. Texas is the Reason. Do you know who you are? Like the only Texas is the Reason album, right? This is a 2020 re-release with some bonus tracks, and it's on a very nice yellow vinyl. I really like the color yellow, and this one does not disappoint. Also comes with an insert with pretty much everything that you would find on the inside of the CD, plus the history of the band as a touring band, all the places they played, and it's also a gatefold with some nice photographs there. And yeah, so I said there's bonus tracks. This also includes the songs from the Texas is the Reason EP, which I think came out right before this album, but then they broke up. I think they've gotten back together to do some reunion shows, but I don't think they ever did any new music. These guys are great because they kind of straddle the line between kind of like a post-hardcore and an emo at the same time. And I feel like there's not a lot of bands like that anymore. But this is a great album if you haven't heard it. Texas is the Reason. Do you know who you are? All right, so normally I only do 5 records. So we got one more to go, and let's see where it takes us. Random item. Still in the 90s, 1993, although this vinyl version was released at the end of 1992, but the official release date for this album is 1993, I believe. Fudge Tunnel, Creep Diets. I am never going to pass up an opportunity to talk about Fudge Tunnel on my shit. This is the second Fudge Tunnel album. I'd say it's my favorite. It's the one that got me into them when I first saw the music video for the song Gray on Headbangers Ball. I've talked about, I feel like if you watched my channel, you've heard me talk about that video, this band, one of my favorite bands of all time. Heavy, sludgy, noisy, badass shit. Here we go, there's the label. It's just a black vinyl, and then it's got this cool little guy on side B there. And it says, Torolf Torolfsson. He is to the accordion what Segovia is to the guitar. I'm assuming that's a really funny joke for somebody way smarter than me. Now, as you can see, mine comes in the white inner sleeve here, but there actually is supposed to be a printed inner sleeve, and womp womp, the version I got does not have it. But sometimes, you know, you don't find this on vinyl all the time, and if you do, sometimes it's not even near affordable. So honestly, I'm just stoked to have this in my collection because I love it. Fudge Tunnel, Creep Diets. Fuck it, let's do one more. Random item. Holy shit, here you go, folks. The Vinnie Vincent Invasion. The self-titled first album from the Vinnie Vincent Invasion from 1986. Look at these motherfuckers. All right, so there's Vinnie Vincent right there. Look, holy, you know, I think this might be some stiff competition with Paul Stanley for the best photo for an album of the 80s. This dude right here, he was in the wrong band. And that right there is Dana Strum, who would go, that is Dana Strum, right? He would go on to form the band Slaughter with Mark Slaughter, who would be the singer on the second Vinnie Vincent Invasion album. Although, if you watch the music video for The Boys Are Gonna Rock, the single from this album, it's actually Mark Slaughter lip-syncing this dude. They kicked him out for a reason, folks. Anyway, this album is a fucking blast. Let's look at the inner sleeve here. This one did come with an inner sleeve. Another great picture of the band there with some lyrics and a giant V, in case you didn't know whose band this was. I'm sorry, I'm skipping over. If you don't know, Vinnie Vincent was he is a great guitar player who was in Kiss for a short period of time, and Lick It Up. You can look at the cover of Lick It Up. He was in the band on that album. But this was after Kiss when he started his own band. That's on Chrysalis Records. There are some labels that just transport me back to the 80s, and that Chrysalis label is one of them. Anyway, you like some fun, glammy metal with ridiculous guitars all the way through it, then this is an album for you. That's a great way to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Vinnie Vincent, I'll try that again. Vinnie Vincent Invasion. All right, Record Roulette 2024 has now been kicked off or whatever. I don't even know how often I'm going to be doing these, folks, but sporadically you're going to see Record Roulettes popping up here and there throughout the year, and probably throughout the rest of the time that I'm doing shit on YouTube, which it's looking like that's going to be as long as they allow me to do it. But that's all I got for you. Another reminder, go to oldheadnetwork.com, sign up for updates. Look around. You can even there's a contact section where you can just shoot me an email about whatever you want to. But yeah, go there. Send your friends and your family, and then send everybody over to Old Head Radio, and we will all have a fantastic time. I've had a fantastic time. I hope you have as well, and I will see you all again very soon.